Hola, welcome to Hiperbaric. Today we're at our headquarters in Burgos, Spain. My name is Anthony Zapata, Business Development Manager based out of our Miami, Florida office. To kick things off for day one of HPP Innovation Week, we have our session titled HPP 101, Mastering the Fundamentals of HPP Technology. Today we'll be discussing how HPP works, the benefits of HPP, critical factors and things you need to consider to develop HPP products, and we'll close it out with some of our complementary services that we offer here at Hiperbaric. So the big question, what is HPP technology? HPP technology is a non-thermal process that uses water and high pressure. It's based on an isostatic concept, so we pressurize product at all equal sides. It's a non-thermal pasteurization process that can be used as an alternative to using high temperature thermal traditional pasteurization,
which are introduced in the vessel. The vessel is aligned with the yolk and is filled with low pressure water. Then it is closed at both sides by plugs and wedges. High pressure pumps start pushing pressurized water inside the vessel. In each intensifier, hydraulic oil pushes the piston, whose area is much larger than the one of the plunger. Due to this difference of sections, the pressure of the water is intensified, raising up to 6,000 bar, 87,000 psi inside the vessel. Then the depressurization of the vessel and the opening of the machine take only some seconds. Afterwards, processed products are unloaded.
So how does a full cycle or how does the process work? Well, already packaged products, think a juice in a bottle or meat products in a vacuum skin package, are loaded into baskets. These baskets then enter what we call a vessel. This vessel is then filled with low pressure water. Then through a medium of what we call intensifiers, we intensify the pressure up to a set number of pressure, typically 87,000 psi. Then we get to what's called the holding time, the period of seconds or minutes that we compress this product for, typically 3 minutes. After compressing, we decompress, the water is removed from the vessel, and the product can be removed on the other end of the machine where you can already take your processed product. So as I already mentioned, pressure and holding time are critical parameters. Aside from pressure and holding time, you also have water temperature. So for most products, you're processing at, like I said, all commercial HPP machines go up to 87,000 psi. The holding time can vary, but it is mainly typically 180 seconds, and the water temperature is between 5 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius. So how much pressure are we talking about? So 87,000 psi, to put it into perspective, is about 5 times more pressure found at the deepest part of the ocean, which is the Mariana Trench. When it comes to benefits, HPP offers a number of advantages over traditional pasteurization. To begin with, it enables a preservation of quality of fresh food. You're able to extend the shelf life through inactivation of pathogenic bacteria and spoilage microorganisms to be able to reach longer distance markets or even global markets. You can develop products that are clean label without preservatives, and most importantly, you can protect your brand against recalls. Since it is a post-packaging process, you reduce the risk of, or prevent completely the risk of post-contamination. When it comes to extended shelf life, we're talking about, for most applications, anywhere between 60 and 120 days. When we talk about seafood, you're in the range of 15 to 21 days. As for clean label, if you were to try any HPP product, whether it be a cold pressed juice, a dip, you'll notice that it's very similar to what you make at home. We're not adding any preservatives or additives. It's usually the ingredient deck are ingredients that you can pronounce or pull out of your refrigerator. Take, for example, this Good Foods group plant-based queso dip. The ingredients are cauliflower, water, cucumber, almonds, cashews, lemon juice, garlic, apple cider vinegar, dill, sea salt, mint, chia protein, black pepper, all pronounceable and recognizable ingredients by consumers. If you take this gazpacho by Caña Nature, based out of Spain, the ingredients are tomato, extra virgin olive oil, pepper, cucumbers, vinegar, water, salt, garlic. I think you get the idea. So the Institute of Food Technologists defines clean label as few ingredients as possible and making sure those ingredients are items that consumers recognize and think of as wholesome or can find at home. So we strongly believe that HPP aligns with this definition of clean label. As for how HPP compares to traditional pasteurization, this is a breakdown on the differences, but most importantly, I do want to know that HPP has a minimal effect on vitamins, antioxidants, micronutrients, and flavor and aroma compounds that traditional pasteurization does affect. With HPP, it's a non-thermal process, so we're using cold temperatures. Rather, on the pasteurization side, you're using heat to preserve food. With HPP, the pressure is transmitted instantly, where on pasteurization, you do have that slow transmission that does ultimately affect those vitamins. With HPP, you have an isostatic pressure, so it's equal pressure on all sides of the product. On the other hand, you have temperature gradients affecting different parts of the structure of the product. And lastly, with HPP, there's no change in composition. You're preserving most of the, if not all, of the organoleptic characteristics of a fresh product, where on the pasteurization, traditional with heat pasteurization side, you do have formation of new compounds, which are majority of the time negative. So to get into the fundamentals of HPP technology, I did mention earlier some of the benefits, but to dive into those deeper, I did want to point out the different pressure levels where we're able to inactivate certain parasites, pathogenic bacteria, and viruses. So as you can see in the chart, up to between 2,000 and 2,500 bars, you are able to get rid of parasites. As you go up to 3,500, you can inactivate yeast and molds. And then obviously at the most peak of pressure at 6,000 bar, you can get rid of most pathogenic bacteria such as Salmonella, Listeria, E. coli, Vibrio, such as as well as norovirus. There is one limitation that comes with HPP, which is that we are not able to inactivate bacterial spores. For this reason, there are certain controls and recommendations that we provide to developers to put these products together to be able to prevent the growth of bacterial spores, with one being that the product needs to remain refrigerated, typically between 39 degrees and 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and we need to control the pH. It does need to be below 4.6 to prevent the growth of bacterial spores. Another key factor is the water activity in a product. So HPP is not suitable with dry products such as spices, powders, dried nuts, bread and pastries, or extracts. It's more suitable for products with higher water activity. The higher the water activity, the higher the inactivation of microorganisms. So we do recommend a higher water activity of 0.96, at minimum 0.87, but this can vary, and we can take a look at your specific product and make recommendations. So as we're using water, and very high pressures, packaging becomes a critical component of developing a successful HPP product. There are a number of HPP packaging formats in the market, including bottles, bags, bag-in-box for coffee, tubs for dips. Film is very important for the tubs. Cups used for yogurts, trays used for ready-to-eat meals, doy packs used for various sauces, even kegs used for cold brew coffee and juices, as well as pouches. So the key main criteria when it comes to HPP packaging is, one, that it needs to be flexible. We are compressing this product up to 15%, and two, it needs to be water resistant. This product, although it's already in its final packaging, is being submerged in a vessel full of water. So as you can see in the table, majority of the base materials are all plastic, as you see, PET, HDPE, LDPE, and these are, for the majority part, the recommendations that we have for each of these packaging formats, such as bottles, pouches, tubs, trays, and vacuum packs. We do have a HPP packaging guideline and supplier list, which we can provide to you at request, where it lists out the most critical recommendations for HPP packaging, as well as a number of packaging suppliers that have already been tested at our pilot plant and that have proved to be successful. This is a quick breakdown of regions where HPP machines are installed. As you can see, North America takes the lead at 46%, followed by Europe with 24% of the HPP market. And it's important to note the growth in Asia, which is at 19, but growing very quickly. The compound annual growth rate of HPP from 2022 to 2023 was 15.86%. So we've seen a tremendous growth as consumers do desire cleaner label, preservative-free foods. This is a general overview of the applications that we see across the industry, starting with juices and beverages, meat products, both ready to eat, ready to cook, guacamole, salsas, plant-based and fruit products, baby food and fruit purees, ready-to-eat meals that are refrigerated, seafood products, dairy products, even pet food, and also cosmetics and pharma, although not as common as the other applications. This chart shows a breakdown of these different applications by percentages. As you can see, juices and beverages does have the majority of the use for the HPP machine, but there are other applications growing across the board. Meat products follows with 19%. Guacamole has on the higher end side with meat products at 18%, and at 17% we have what's tolling services. So if you're not familiar with the tolling model, it's essentially companies that invest in machinery and HPP equipment to offer those services to other brands where they don't need to take on the investment of the machine. Typically, these tollers do offer other services such as cold storage, distribution, or even co-packing to make the product in-house. After tolling services, we have seafood with 7%, and followed by that, we have R&D, salsas and plant-based, ready meals, pet food, dairy products, and baby food. Although with 1%, these applications have seen a tremendous growth over the last 2-3 years. I'm now going to show a few commercial products on the market for each of these categories. Within the juices and beverages category, you have cold pressed juices made out of fruits and vegetables, functional shots, smoothies, veggie soups, fruit-based water such as watermelon water and coconut water. In the meat category, we have raw meats, cooked meat, cured and deli meats. With HPP avocado products, we have chunky guacamole, purees, avocado halves, and avocado dressings. Guacamole is a very unique product and is very successful within the HPP industry, both in obviously Mexico, growing countries in Colombia, Australia, New Zealand, as well as in Europe. With HPP, we are able to inactivate what's called an enzyme, partially inactivate an enzyme called PPO, which is responsible for the browning of the product. So you are able to extend the shelf life, typically around 60 days, prevent the browning of fresh guacamole, and then offer a clean label to the end consumer. As for salsas, plant-based and fruit products, we have everything from our delicious and growing hummus, fresh salsa made from onions, garlic, cilantro, tomatoes. And this product is completely different from what a thermally pasteurized salsa would be. You can taste the freshness and still see those green pieces of garlic cilantro. Dips, as well as fresh salad dressings. Although very difficult to commercialize, dairy products still is compatible with HPP. There are some customers that have developed raw milk with the technology, as well as fresh cheese, dips, and yogurts as well. Following, we have the baby food category, where majority of the time it's made with fruit and vegetables, but I have seen recently some baby food products made from meats, which can also be compatible with the HPP technology. But here on the screen you have examples of fruit and veggie cups from various brands in the US, as well on the right, fruit and veggie pouch formats with obviously the big brand of Once Upon a Farm, which you find across the United States, Yamo and Mia Ben, which are European brands. Category that has been growing very quickly due to its convenience, which relates with my generation and younger generations for a quick meal. You have protein meals, which are usually with a carbohydrate base and protein placed on top. These meals can be extended anywhere between 45 and 55 days of shelf life at refrigerated conditions, which are obviously fresh with no preservatives. Following, we have HPP pet food products. On the left, you have raw formulas and raw meaty bones. HPP helps prevent the growth and activates Salmonella, Listeria, and E. coli in these typically higher pathogenic bacteria raw materials. And it also helps you develop a not only safe, but fresher product for your furry friends. On the right-hand side, we have raw freeze-dried, which freeze-drying has synergies with HPP, where in freeze-drying, you're removing all of the moisture from the product, developing a dry product that is still has all the benefits of the raw material, just at a more convenient product format for the pet parent to serve to their furry friends. But also for the manufacturer, you are able to develop a shelf-stable product from this raw material, which obviously logistically is more economic to market. And lastly, we have fresh cooked pet food. To finish off with the seafood category, the seafood product can actually be broken down into two brackets. So you have your already packaged seafood products such as cooked crab, algae, seaweed salad, fish salad made from trimmings of the fish, added with mayonnaise and spices, raw fish fillets already packaged, and products such as pre-cooked octopus. But aside from these already packaged products, you have and one of my favorite applications, the shucking seafood application, where using moderate pressures, so we're not going up to the 87,000 PSIs, which is typically applied for all these other products. We're using lower pressures, around 43,500 PSI, to basically extract the meat from the shell. So what happens at these moderate pressures, the meat is removed and separated from the adductor muscle of the shell, allowing for an easy extraction across the board for numerous crustaceans and bivalves. This includes lobster, oysters and mollusks, as well as crab. Lastly, I did want to mention we have a phenomenal and very supportive applications team, which consists of 3 PhDs and 2 other food scientists that can provide support across the board with things such as consulting on the technology, packaging recommendations, product development, as well as guidance with validation studies. So on this screen, you can see our team of magnificent food scientists that have a vast knowledge and number of years in the technology, led by our VP, Carol Tonello. Aside from the support provided by our applications team, we do have pilot plants across the globe, including Miami, Florida, where I'm based out of, Spain, Burgos, where I'm currently at, as well as our recently new open office in China, Shanghai, where they also have a pilot plant machine where you can bring products, get guidance from our food scientists, run products through the HPP machine, and see for yourself the advantages of this great technology. Before wrapping up, I did want to show a number of products that we have here at our pilot plant in Burgos, Spain. So here we are at our pilot plant, HPP customer product sample refrigerator. As I mentioned earlier, HPP is a very versatile technology. Considering it is a post-packaging process, you can process a number of products using the same machine. As you can see, we have a number of juices and beverages. Here we have a product by Just Made, watermelon and beets juice. Here we have some watermelon water as well. A number of coconut water products. Some cold brew coffee by Secret Squirrel. Down here we have a number of single fruit ingredient products such as orange juice. As I mentioned in the presentation, baby food is also very common when it comes to HPP to preserve those fresh ingredients. This is Once Upon a Farm made from a fruit and veggie blend, which also has flax seeds in them. Very traditional product, which I included in the presentation. Very traditional in Spain. This is a gazpacho made from fresh tomatoes with other ingredients such as extra virgin olive oil, garlic, sea salt, and others. Continuing down here, some more exciting products. We have some seafood, some desalted cod, which in Spanish called bacalao. Some very traditional also in Spain and across Europe, but also in the States, some pre-cooked octopus. Very beautifully packaged in some skin pack packaging. Here we have a number of meat products made by Applegate, which you can find across the United States in most grocery stores. These are some chicken hot dogs and sausages. Salamis, this product in particular is by Columbus, but salamis, prosciutto, jamon serrano is also very common and compatible with HPP. Very exciting product. This is from the Middle East. I can't get an understanding on the brand name, but this is a protein shake with 20 grams of protein in them. It looks like it's made from mangoes, passion fruit, and other fruits. Some of my all-time favorites, shout out to Ithaca Hummus and Chris Kirby's team out of Rochester, New York. Phenomenal product, which you can find at Whole Foods and other grocery stores. Delicious hummus. Some ready-to-eat meals. Here we have a brand by Tappers, here based out of Spain. You can see it's a skin pack tray with a packaging top on top. So based from the same company, from Tappers, this is a plant-based, I believe pea protein product, which has a texture similar to ground beef. But this is fully plant-based, also on skin pack tray to make different products such as sausages at home. Here you have some more ready-to-eat meals. This one's by MRM, based here in Spain as well. This is a spiced, think risotto style rice. This is fresh tomato, also by Caña Natura. They make a lot of tomato-based and sauce products. And this company, Nes, is a fruit-based cup, which can also serve as for kids and toddlers. This is a mix of apples and strawberries. So I think you get the idea. Everything from juices to dips to meat products to even seafood. HPP can be compatible with a lot of technologies. If you have any product that you're developing, we more than invite you to visit our pilot plant, encourage you to speak to our food applications team, get some insights on how the technology works and apply specifically to your product, and we can find out the number of benefits from shelf life, clean label, and developing a safe product. Thank you for being here with me today and kicking off HPP Innovation Week. We'll see you for the next session.
Yeah.